It's Monday, September 28th, 2026, and guys, I have no idea what has happened. This season, this end of the season, after what I thought was one of the greatest trade deadlines in MLB history, has turned into a nightmare. You see, we lost the AL Central. We were the best team in baseball at the trade deadline, and one of the worst afterwards. We finished the last 2 months of the season 11-17 in August and 9-16 in September. Good for a winning percentage around .370, which was good for the worst team in baseball. Only the Marlins had a winning percentage under .400 for the whole season. I have no idea what happened. We were first in home runs. The offensive stats plummeted. The pitching staffs plummeted. We go to the expanded standings. It wasn't even luck. We only were projected to win 88 games, even though we should have won the division. Cleveland goes 7 games above their Pythagorean expectation. 33-39 post All-Star break. Only the Rays and the Angels and a couple other teams had worse records. But a lot of the wins came in July. We did finish 3-7 in our last 10 as well. I don't know what happened. I'm devastated. So let's check in on what went wrong. Pitching staff. Sandy Alcantara was brilliant at times for us. You see 2 complete game shutouts in September. 1.1 RWAR, but a far cry from what he was doing in Queens. We still have him for next year. He'll stick around. But I am really disappointed in this. We don't even have Novacell up with us. He was good in Charlotte. Maybe I'll keep him on arbitration. I don't know. Struggled in a few innings in the big league club. We go back. Check out Wilfred Veras. Also struggled in Queens. DeMartini hit decently in AAA. So I'm not upset about the guys we gave up. Maybe Crochet, who also struggled. So the trade is kind of nothing. Pierce George goes up to high A and pitches well. Whatever. And they have him as a two-way player. Disappointed in Alcantara, but it's not the worst thing in the world. He's still who he is for the playoffs. But you see the rotation. We're trying to start Alex Lang, who did have a great year. He really rebounded well down the stretch of the season. In 0.75 ERA, 1.69 after a rough start. Really good finish to the year for him. Jacob deGrom, man, he started the most games in Major League Baseball this year, but he's cooked. These ratings have fallen. I might have to cut him after this year and just eat that contract. Not the $37 million. It'll be like 12. As soon as he got here, he was just terrible. And he was bad at the end of July. But, it's DeGrom. What do you do I think he's going to completely fall off like he did? No. But in September, 10.32 ERA, -1 WAR, terrible. He'll start in the playoffs, but I'm not excited. Jonathan Stever still finished the season well, and I might just have to put him in the starting rotation, to be honest. Along with Mania. They're too good to not be starting, I think. They proved themselves in the regular season, unlike the guys we added. They're not being served out of the bullpen. They had good years. So Sandy, Stever, Mania for the wild card series. We're going to play the New York Yankees, who weren't all that good this season, but they have a really good pitching staff. Rodon, Cole, and Luis Serna, who's a 22-year-old rookie. Zach Gallen is in the bullpen for them. Great team in the Bronx. Judge still producing as well, but the offense is lackluster for them. So we have a chance in this series, obviously. And we're a better team than we finished the year as. There's no way that this is one of the worst teams in baseball. Should have won 90 games. I don't know. Luke Jackson was really good for us. Really good deadline acquisition. Was even better than he was in Boston. Truly an all-star this season. 2.15 ERA plus. I think he's going to challenge for reliever of the year along with Lang. Yovani Moran, another good. Well, we have arms in the bullpen. Jose Soriano. Erod stunk at the end of the year. Why am I in batting splits? Pitching splits. An ERA close to 7 for 2 months. Why? Yennier Cano comes back up. Whatever, he's gone after the year. He doesn't like it here. Taylor Rogers. I know that he had BABIP progression, but what? He barely pitched, but he had a 30 ERA in 2 2/3 innings. He's a veteran, so he's on the playoff roster. Sam Hentges, awful in the 2 months we had him. A 9.19 ERA in August. I mean, come on. Boner didn't pitch well enough to make a judgment. But what? Lineup side, Carlos Pena. Should have called him up earlier, but 111 games, 37 homers. Like, he could challenge for the MVP in 2/3 of a season. Less than that. He's going to play right field in the playoffs. I don't know why. I don't care. I'm so past the point of caring. What a player. What a player is Pena. Maui Ahuna. In any other season, without a guy like Pena, he'd have won Rookie of the Year. 300 average in his rookie season. Fielding the heck out of the ball at second base. Actually fell off a little bit. Played a little shortstop. Didn't, whatever. Ahuna's still a good player. Lou Bob, bat fell off. Still a good fielder, though, but 59 OPS plus 87 in August and September worries me. It's going to be a tough decision on that option for him. Andrew Vaughn he was hot in August and then cooled off in September. I don't know. He'll be a free agent after the year. Brendan Rodgers stunk for us in 88 plate appearances. Didn't stink, but he wasn't good. What a disappointing end of the year. How about Lou James Groover? He's not good. Okay, whatever. McMahon came on. I love Ryan McMahon. He might be one of my favorite players in this simulation, if not the favorite. Like, what a consistent player. He isn't as good with the glove anymore, which is why I'll probably move on from him at the end of the year, but 3 really good years from Ryan McMahon to justify our trade for him. Yandy Diaz actually hit better with us, but in far less opportunity. He's doing what I want him to do, which is to be a playoff bat. He's angry, so I don't know how he'll play, but it should be okay. Carson Kelly, actually better with us than he was for New York. I mean, man, we trade a lot with the Mets. Bo Bichette ends the year with them as a negative value player, and Carson Kelly, for us, good framer. I'm liking it. Sure. Terrell Tatum cools off. Again, a part-time player, 336 plate appearances, a lot of pinch hit roles for him. Good bench bat. Oscar Colas, stinky, just stinky at the end of the year. I mean, are you kidding me? 64, 77 OPS plus. I thought he finally turned a corner, but no. This is the player that he is. He is so inconsistent, maddeningly, infuriatingly inconsistent on defense and offense. I don't know what his problem is. Willy Adames, what happened to him? 36 OPS, 42 OPS plus in September after being an above-average hitter for 2 months. Come on, man. Come on, not even a good shortstop anymore. We got a lot of moves to make in the offseason. Ronald Hernandez hit okay for us. Happy about that. Potential's still there. He had opportunity in September and didn't take it. I don't know. Benny Montgomery came back up. And in September and August, he was good. Or actually, that's AAA. September, he had 2 plate appearances, and he hit a home run, and he walked, I think. No, just the home run. Whatever. I still have faith in him. But I am so upset. I am so upset about this team. Check out the injured list, baby. Fernando Romero, who just couldn't get an out. An ERA of 6.5 in the last 2 months of the year. He's out. Surgery to remove bone chips. Okay. George Springer. Terrible in August. Good in September. Shoulder bursitis. He's out for the playoffs, or at least until the World Series. So disappointing. end of the year. And I mean, I thought this last year we made the ALCS, so who knows what happens. Let's take a look at some prospects. Guys that I want to highlight. I got Rodolfo Nolasco on the 40-man with the injury to Springer. Yordis Valdez doesn't hit well in Charlotte. Train him at third base. Jacob Walsh does hit very well in Charlotte, and he could possibly come up, even though he's the same positionally as Carlos Pena. Maybe I don't know. We sacrificed a little defense and put Pena in left. We'll have to see. Crooks, Ford, and Siegler. Dire situation at catcher down there in AAA. Pitching-wise, whatever. Jackson Davis. Thomas White comes up to AA after a good showing in high A. I think he'll be ready next year. Not for the majors, but to compete. Kyle Morrison, though, up to 75 potential power as a 10th round pick. Hit 17 homers in 31 games there in high A as he came back from the draft league. Couldn't be more happy about him. The BABIP's not even that high. And he's obviously outperforming his level because if I look at his stats in relation to South Atlantic League, I mean, like, he's a good player down there. But he's, like, already ready to be in the big leagues. He's trained at first base. Like, I would be willing to just put him in instead of Andrew Vaughn, really. I think he's that ready. Cooper Witten had a good end of the year. Gavin Turley did as well. Pete went up to high A, didn't do well. So, like, the prospect pool is still coming along. We still have guys that exist that are going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I've never seen an OPS plus that high. A 3-run homer in your first at bat, 1.173 OPS plus. We're gonna be okay prospect wise, but right now, man, I'm upset. You can tell. Wilfredo Antunez again, really stellar season for the Guardians. They outperformed their expectation, but Jose Ramirez and Antunez, really good 1-2 punch, but that's about it on their offense. Adam Macos was good for them. Pitching-wise, Bieber's fallen off. Like, we should have won this division in a landslide. Look at Vladdy Jr., 140 RBI for a team that didn't even make the playoffs. Gunnar Henderson, good season for him. Who's Angel Martinez for the Tigers? Traded with Cleveland for Eliezer Alfonso. Okay. 40 bags for Brujan. Jackson Holiday comes up, has a good year for the Orioles. They're, again, poised to win the World Series after winning the past 2 AL pennants, but losing the last 2 World Series. Stever could have finished the season with the lead in wins in the AL. Same with Lang with saves, but we just didn't win games down the stretch. Luis Morales, nice season for him with the A's, who finished last. That's a good team. What about on the NL side? Kyle Schwarber, once again, I mean, he just keeps clobbering the baseball. This time has an actual, like, overall good season with the D-backs. He's up to 382 career home runs, having a, like, post-30th birthday power surge here. Ohtani, another great season for him. Wow, like 11 WAR for Ohtani here. Leads the league in FIP minus in the NL. 152 WRC plus. He'll walk away with another MVP. He's got 2 of them. Shame the Cardinals couldn't win the division, but the Reds are just so good. De La Cruz, 32 bombs. Robert Perez Jr., 32 bombs. Cannot play the field. Terrible at first base. Interesting team. What else? Anything cool? Alcantara. All right, that about does it. If we lose in the playoffs, I'll be back at the end of the playoffs. I don't know. I'm so upset. I have no faith in this team anymore. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. We've got some moves to make. Pena did sign that extension, and I juiced it up a little bit. I limited it to 10 years, $137.5 million. Gave him some more money towards the end. But he's locked down for the foreseeable future. DeGrom only on the hook for $12 million. He'll be, I think I'm going to trade him or do something. and then McMahon and Adames will have to move off from. So who knows? I might tear this down really and rally around the young guys, because I'm very upset. I mean, we finished the last 2 years not meeting expectations. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Next video after the playoffs.